Being blind since birth, the darkness had never fazed me, but the strength of my other senses had always been enough to bring me to my knees. But I could always count on the darkness to swallow me whole in its serenity and to numb the pain. Until that day. That day I could see the light. That day when sunlight shone through my bedroom window in an ominous and luminous red. I screamed as my world turned from a comforting black to a threatening crimson. Something was wrong. Why could I see? As the doorknob turned and the two figures entered, I couldn't help but scream again. The concept of vision was new to me, but even a blind boy knows that a mother's organs should not be spilling out of her and that a father should not be bleeding profusely from where there should have been a head. How could I tell them what was wrong? How could I explain seeing the world in red? Dad, where's your head? Mum, why are your guts spilling out all over the floor? Yeah, they would have totally gone over well if I'd said that to them. And as if that wasn't enough, above my parents' disfigured heads were the times, dates, and ways that they would die. I couldn't bear to see her bloodied as she was. I just wanted to hear her voice, and hope that what I saw was just a temporary hallucination. What did we do to deserve this? What god would do this to a boy? To be blind is one thing, but to give him sight only in the colours of nightmares is cruel and unfair, not to mention his chronic pain and sensitivities. I know, darling, but now, more than ever, we need to keep the faith and stay strong. Poor Ninja is already going through enough. But then, it happened. The clock chimed. Once. Twice. Thrice. And the third time seemed to ring with malice. As the room faded once again into silence, this time, there was a loud bang at the kitchen door. Someone was there, with malintent. The door started weakening at the hinges. The wood started to splinter, and the splinters hit the floor. My mother rushed me up the stairs, and we hurried to my room. The door would not hold much longer. My father grabbed a kitchen knife and stood his ground. My mother quickly removed the bandages from my eyes. I know the world looks scary right now, but it will be easier to hide if you can see where we're going. I closed my bedroom shades as she barricaded and locked the door. The assailant was getting impatient as Mom hid me in the closet and positioned herself by the door. In the back of the closet was a mirror leaning up against the wall. My parents once had it on display in my room, but they took it down and put it in here when I was 5, when the doctor said that my blindness would most likely be permanent. As I hid, I couldn't help but stare into it, and I saw something awful staring back at me. I had never seen my appearance before, nor the bloody shards of glass sticking out of my face, the large gash across my throat, the crimson writing above my head which read death by broken glass, killed by serial killer Gekurin Shori, with the black script written above it, death's grandson, returning to the land of the dead imminent, if killed, torment the killer, death god in the flesh. The door nearly flew off its hinges, and Gekurin Shori lunged forward, swinging his sword at my father. The kitchen knife my father had grabbed was no match, as it was knocked from his hand by the larger blade, and the killer followed up with a swing at his throat. As the house filled with the scent of iron, as his blood spilled onto the living room floor, and as his head made a thud as it fell from his body. In his final seconds of life, his severed head watched helplessly as the killer made his way up the stairs. It was 3:15 p.m, and father was gone. I could hear the blasts, and what I now know is my father's head hitting the floor. But to me, it rang out like thunder. My ears were ringing, and my senses were overwhelmed as I did everything in my power not to pass out. The acrid smell of fresh death in the air was threatening to suffocate me. He began to head up the stairs. My mother was prepared to strike by the door, and I stared at my reflection, confused by the black writing, as the time above my head turned into a 10-second countdown. I was next.